remember when I signed up for Moviepass and I was like, man, this is amazing. We're gonna get literally 30 movies a month for 10 bucks. And at my local theater, it's like $15 a ticket, $20 a ticket, because they charge more on weekends. Somehow they get away with that shit. So literally, I think one month I had spent like $300 in movie tickets. It only cost me 10. So Moviepass, of course, had that business model that everybody said, oh, makes no sense. It'll eventually go out of business. Everybody was talking about the business model and stuff. It didn't make any difference to me. I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to watch a lot of movies for very cheap. Now, of course, it's out of business, as pretty much anyone predicted. But hey, I still got several $1,000s worth of movies for only like $100 in the year that I had it. So literally, I think universal basic income is kind of the political equivalent of that. I mean, and there's a lot of good ideas in the Democratic Party that we've never done before. Free college, free healthcare, a lot of different things are being talked about on the table that are exciting. I do think that a Freedom Dividend is probably the dumbest one, because it's probably the dumbest idea to come out of the left, because literally everybody gets $1,000 a month. That's the premise. Automation is going to be so bad. 25% to 50% of American workers are going to be out of a job. You're going to get $1,000 a month to offset the cost of that. Well, first of all, inflation. I live in Los Angeles. We have the worst homeless population in America because the rent is too expensive. Nobody can afford to live. What do you think landlords and real estate companies are going to do if they know everybody's now got $1,000 extra? It's not going to be any amount of time before the entirety of the dividend check is now reabsorbed into rental cost. And if people say, oh, but LA is a rent-controlled city and only goes up 4%. Yeah, that's what they told me too. This apartment right here was it's gone up about $500 in less than 5 years, which is a lot more than 4%, because they're able to do like extra water cost, extra trash cost, maintenance fees. There's all these extra things that they can put on you to get around that rent control. And that's exactly what they're going to do. The 12 grand a year becomes the absolute basement for poverty. That's the bare minimum for poverty, right? So literally that's, it's not going to solve anything. Then the idea of how do you pay for it, because it literally doubles the federal deficit, literally doubles the budget. So what he says is, well, people get it back because we're going to be able to get rid of disability and all these different programs, because people can choose between the dividend itself or disability and all these different things. That's a Republican talking point, that disability and those things, they're a small sliver of the federal budget. They actually don't make up that big a percentage of the federal budget. Social Security and Medicare are by far the two biggest things that the budget goes to, and those are not going to change. Those are going to stay about the same. The military, he says we can cut military costs. If you cut military costs down to zero, which will never happen, you still wouldn't have enough money to pay for this. So what he's saying is, and this sounds a lot like Trickle Down Economics, you give people money and then we make it back up in taxes. Basically, all this extra spending is going to lead to additional taxes that'll pay for itself. Now, that's exactly what people said about Trickle Down Economics. We'll give corporations billions of dollars and then they'll create jobs with it, when of course they do stock buybacks or, a dividend. CEO buys more cocaine and a boat with it if he wants to. There's been no evidence that actually works. So what that would happen with a dividend is you'd have, the $12,000 a month and then 7 or 8% sales tax. So we give you $100 and then we get back $8 in sales tax. And that's not to say that automation is not going to be a serious problem. Amazon's putting retail stores all out of business. Truck drivers are going to be automated. You go into a fucking Outback Steakhouse, the guy's like, hey, use the tablet to order drinks. So that way one waiter can wait on 10 tables rather than having 2 waiters, which that shows you how bad it is, because waiters don't get paid anywhere. They make $2 an hour, mostly tips is what they get paid. They don't even make minimum wage. So if they've been automated to the point where like they don't even have wages to start with, that shows you how bad it's going to be. A more likely system is that I would have a designated robot. So literally, like Alabama Liberal has a designated robot. This could be a piece of code, a piece of software, a physical machine that goes to my factory job and does this for me. Some kind of designated worker. And, basically makes wages and money and things like that less relevant. Where like somebody's working in my stead. That almost makes more sense than a, Freedom Dividend, which is probably just going to lead to sky-high inflation and then very little taxes to make up for that, so that it actually bankrupts America within several generations. Let's just say there's a reason Andrew Yang is not having any government experience, and unlike the Republicans, I don't think of that as a good thing.